fair weather friend. What do weather and friends have to do with each other? Listen and find out. Bill sure was friendly when he needed our help moving to his new house. But since we asked him to help us move, we can't reach him.
I have always thought he was a fair weather friend.
Welcome, my friends, to the RP experience, my brothers and sisters. Happy Labor Day. For once, I didn't do videos over the weekend because I have some personal stuff going on. Well, not directly personal stuff, but family of family is going through something right now. So my videos is going to take a little deviation of what I'm usually talking about, because I tend to talk definitely about relationships, but this one is going to be about relationships as well, but this is going to be about friendships. What about your friends? I believe strongly in that term, birds of a feather flock together. And I will say this affects your relationship largely, especially if you are a man. I assume this can affect women as well, but once again, I'm speaking on the male perspective. But when you guys are choosing a woman, you have to look at her friends. And I have to follow this too, because when I think of it, a lot of the women that I've met that I have a connection with, that we have chemistry, I often find that a lot of her friends I don't care for. Now, it's not because I want to dominate all of her time or something, but it's just with her friends I may see that some of them may be gossipy, some of them might be really wild, some of them might be 304s, some of them might be may think in a very negative, toxic way, and that's not good. Now, if she has one friend like that, sometimes I believe you can balance people out, because to be honest, the women I tend to attract tend to usually be my opposite. Like, I might like the nice girl, or sometimes the light bad girl, or the woman that's like really motivated and driven to a degree. But the ones I tend to attract most are usually my opposite. So, I guess that's a thing. A lot of times we look for what we don't have in ourselves in someone else. Well, not all of us, but I believe a lot of people do that. And then people look for things that are similar. But I think they still look for something that is different to I guess make their life more exciting, or either fill in some gaps or something. Anyway, I have a video here by Prince EA. I think that's his name. I've seen his video a long time ago, and his videos don't normally pop up on my feed, but I guess I'm not always looking for that motivational video type of stuff. So anyway, I decided to look him up because I remember he had a video that really resonated with me. So anyway, let's watch that right now.
Real quick, I want to talk to you guys about something. Who are you hanging out with? You know, there was a 20-year study done at Harvard. It said that your physical health is determined more by your relationships than the food you eat, the exercise program you're on, or the genes that you have inherited. Who are you hanging out with? Do they make you feel good and motivated, or drained and maybe a little sick? Listen, if you want to catch the flu, what do? You hang out with somebody with the flu. Well, if you want to catch a happy, optimistic attitude about life, then you got to hang around people with happy, optimistic attitudes about life so you can catch it. Who are you hanging out with? Who are your best friends? You want to know the definition of a best friend? It should be someone who brings the best out of you. That's someone you got to act a certain way around to be cool. You know, there's an old saying, birds of a feather flock together. And you know what type of birds flock? Pigeons do. Eagles don't flock. So are you a pigeon or are you an eagle? Do you want to flock or do you want to soar high into the skies? Well, if you want to soar, then you might have to step away from where you are so that you can become who you were meant to be. Peace.
That right there is powerful. Very powerful. And I remember I was going through a lot at that time when I had found that video, and it kind of clicked then, but like now it definitely clicks, because when you're dating someone, like you can't control who their family is, and I mean you can't control who their friends are neither. But however, when you are picking someone, including your friends, because once again, this is not really about relationship stuff, but when you're choosing your friends and people that you hang around with, you have to look at who in a way that they are associated with or something. Now, if it's just you and them and then they go off and they hang with them and you're just friends, then I guess it may not matter too much, because I know in my case I had friends that were like Pookie and Ray Rays, and some that were players, and I don't think I really knew any Chaz, or well, I knew Chaz and Tyrone's, but it wasn't any that I really hung with or something. Anyway, in those instances when I was hanging with those guys that were different from me and stuff, we drawed, we played video games, we talked about life, we did positive stuff. Now I think that was my influence on them, and their influence on me was probably to be a little bit more comfortable talking to women and more direct, or more not letting things like go, and occasionally whipping somebody's ass or something. So in those cases I don't think it's that bad, but I do think if you are a certain way and you hang around with a bunch of Pookie and Ray Rays or a bunch of players or something like that, I feel like you're going to pick up all of that energy from them, and technically anyway for yourself, not even to even get off the people that you may pick for romantic relationships. For you need to be around more positive people and people that are doing things that you want to do more, like maybe travel or investing, or they're excelling in life and stuff like that. And amazingly, even though we can kind of connect with people easily now because of the internet and cell phones and stuff like that, you know, it's not too many apps that they have that I see that will bring people together on a positive scale. Yes, they have things like if you want to go to a dating mixer, or like friends, not friends, I mean like shows and art things, and they do have things that you can kind of get into. Learning dance like salsa and stuff like that. I would suggest, like, people, you want to get more around like more positive people and stuff like that, get involved in those kind of activities, even though those kind of activities are not pushed to the forefront. You know, normally is the parties and, you know, the dating matching things like Tinder and stuff. So yeah, they should have a app to like find friends that have similar interests with you. Okay, and I'm pretty sure they have some stuff like that, but like I said, they don't have that as much. You know, actually somebody should invent that, you know, because I would invest in it. Anyway, so it's okay to have friends and of different backgrounds and stuff like that, but you have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and make your own decision. So that's what he mean by the reference of being a eagle. Now, it was a little easy for me to do that because I was rejected even when I was a kid, with guys wanting to play with me and girls and stuff like that. You know, it was only once I got older and I became better at stuff, or either I guess I became a little better looking and things like that, is when I started getting like a acceptance and respect. Yep, that right there. So that's what you want. You always want your decisions to come from you. Don't just follow the group over the edge and stuff like that. Even with this RP community, where you're hearing like a lot of stuff of how to think and how to feel and stuff like that, and you know, in a lot of cases they are right because they have wakened men up. But at the same time, always think for yourself, because your situation may not be their situation. So that's all I want to say about that. I have one more video here. This is going to be like a short one about fair weather friends. And I believe a lot of associates, a lot of people that pass into your life fall into this right here.
Fair weather friend. What do weather and friends have to do with each other? Listen and find out. Bill sure was friendly when he needed our help moving to his new house. But since we asked him to help us move, we can't reach him.
I have always thought he was a fair weather friend. He is only a friend when he needs something. You can't count on him.
Fair weather is good weather. A person who is a fair weather friend is loyal in good times, but not when things get difficult. So if you are in trouble or facing tough times, a fair weather friend probably won't stick by your side.
Now, this right here, I believe, with anybody, this is most of the people that's in your life. The fair weather friend or friends. And I mean, it's not to say that they're bad neither. It's just that when I think of all the people that I know and stuff, is maybe one or two that I think of that I can call when I really need to talk about something, or either is something big going on in my life that I can turn to. You know, maybe women may not really understand this until you get older, though, because like men, we often feel like it's us against the world. We're like alone or something. Yes, we have like friends and stuff. Now, unless if you are a guy that you are like in a gang or a clique, because some guys do have that. Me, I always just had like one best friend at a time I was always hanging with and stuff like that. But I never had like an entourage that I always hung out with and stuff. And sometimes I could have did that, but I never like to feel like I'm trying to fit in somewhere or just be with people just to be with people and stuff like that. But people that is kind of like they only really contact you when they want something, or either when they can benefit from you. Because actually, I remember I was talking to somebody, and I was saying like if you think about it, with like a lot of friendships and stuff, most of the times is a convenience between both people. How many times have you worked with somebody and y'all like real cool, and if they leave the job or they don't work there no more, you guys never talk to each other again? Some people are friends with people because they have the car, or they have the beach house, or they know these people, and I lump all those under like the fair weather friend stuff. And I mean, it's not really like a bad thing. It's just that, for me, and it's not really like a judgment thing. I always place people in like certain boxes. These are my real friends. These are my well, they can go either way type of stuff. I'm still trying to figure them out. And then there's a lot of people that's like associates, and truthfully though, associates I kind of think of like fair weather friends and stuff like that. And I think of this because when I met like a slew of people like some years ago, with my picture taking skills, because I was really good at it, and I was meeting a lot of people and stuff like that. Over half of those people, we never talk anymore. And I'm pretty sure it's because, I'm not out there taking pictures like that, like I used to, or interacting and seeing them and stuff. And of course, everybody has their own life. But it's always funny, like, when you see them after not seeing them for like a while, and either you or them will act like you don't see the other person. I mean, I tend to do that too, because I always feel like a certain vibe of like, they don't really want to interact with me, so why should I interact with them, really? So, there's no hate there. It's just like nothing lasts forever. You know, whether it's a friendship, relationship, job, good time, bad time, just nothing lasts forever. You know. So, the only thing I would say though, make sure you know who your true friends are, because I think some people struggle with that, but because I know the difference between real friends and associates, you know, I'm not really going to say fake friends. You know, usually fake friend is somebody that's, well, I would say is somebody that is like the definite only reason that they are friends with you is because of something that they can get, and once they get it, they are out. The other types of friends, they'll be there until is like something comes in between you guys that they won't put too much effort in. And like I say, that could be something like, you know, you guys work at two separate jobs, or now all of a sudden, or just things change. So I guess the sooner we figure that out, the easier life becomes. Anyway, that's it. I didn't want this video to be too long. Once again, you guys enjoy your holiday, and I'm out. Okay, guys. I'll see you later. Out.
In my life, I've done a lot of waiting on Halloween to come back around. One day, I got so bored of waiting that I decided to go for a run. I ran to the end of the road, and when I got there, I thought maybe I'd run to the end of Haddonfield. As I continued running, I came across a camp called Crystal Lake, where I met a boy named Jason. From what I gathered, he wasn't treated very good there, because when I left, he came with me. He even brought his mama. With Jason and his mama Bob we ran all the way to the great state of Ohio, where we met a burned fellow with a striped sweater named Freddie, and he lived on Elm Street. We were so tired from the long journey, he let us take a nap. I never had a worse nightmare in my life. When I woke up, Halloween was still nowhere in sight, so we just kept on running. Eventually, I got hungry from all the running. Freddie and Jason's bickering didn't help either, but lucky for me, I remembered I had an old friend in Texas named Bubba, and his family owned a barbecue restaurant. After a few bites, we realized something didn't taste quite right. After our stomachs settled, I figured since we'd come this far, we might as well run across the entire United States. And that's how we ended up in the Golden State of California. At this point, some of us missed our lives back home and wanted to make a phone call or two, but this guy in a sparkly robe would not get off the phone. As I stood in line and did some deep thinking, I realized that I could celebrate Halloween all year. That's when I stopped running and started killing.
I still wanna run to you. Am I breaking through? Do you feel me too?
Pando made it.
I still wanna run to you.